Right, it's no longer news. It's right here. Before us, it's right here. TVC won the NMMA Award, the Nigeria Media Merit Awards last night, and it's been celebration in here. But to say, like they say, the reward for hard work is more work. So it tells you that, well, one way, we've been recognized, but we have to do even more.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a good thing, you know, to know that there are eyes watching and ears listening, people actually paying attention to everything we have to offer, you know, on a daily basis here.
And judging us by it.
And judging us by it, you know. And, of course, we promise to remain at the top. I mean, there's no better place, you know, to be. And there's no better feeling than to be recognized for what you do, for what you wake up every day, you know, putting your life on the line in many cases, you know, in different parts of the country. And as a matter of fact, all over the world, TVC has made its presence felt and known. We have some of the guys that you don't get to see on a daily basis. You know, Okpeya Shaulu is a content and quality control editor of TVC. Good morning, and so glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And compliments of the season too.
I wish you the same.
And congratulations.
Congratulations to us.
And not forgetting Obani Akinwale, Group Head Technicals. Thank you very much for being here. Well, you guys are like the powers behind. They see us every morning. They see us every day. But some people don't, those who don't understand the workings, don't have an idea that there are powers, there are minds, there are ideas, there are concepts behind what we do here. And these are some of them. And we also have, joining us from Abuja, Babajide Otitoju. He is the Controller Current Affairs and Programs. All right, he'll be joining us as we get along. For Babajide Otitoju, a lot of people have watched him on Journalist Hangouts. And he has so much followership.
It's amazing. A man who actually lives up to his name, Otitoju. He just says it like it is. I mean, he drops it, you know, like hot potato.
Exactly.
And people have come to, you know, cherish the way that, you know, he puts those facts out there. A lot of people will tell you they always learn something. When they tune in, you know, to TVC, there's always something really to take away.
All right, Obani, let me come to you first. The point there is, a lot of people said this award was even long in coming.
Long coming,
Yeah, I absolutely agree with them. I remember in 2014, a couple of us were together in the boardroom. Myself, Mr. Otitoju, Celestine maybe was the then PR manager. I remember Obadioye, Joshua Adedeji, and we're looking at what should be the payoff for the TVC news. And when Celestine muted first, accurate and reliable, and we went to Mr. Kunle and Bola Lemi that we look at this, and so the award coming to me is not surprising because indeed across Africa, not only Nigeria, TVC news is the first. And when it comes to reliability, you can't just be that rich. And in terms of accuracy, we'd rather not give any news than give them. If you look at it, that how many times have we had issues with regulator in terms of our story that we have carried that are blasphemy and what have you, you see that's absolutely none, which shows that the quality of people who put behind the work in editorials is perfect. And again, kudos to the management for investing heavily in the state-of-art facilities and also ready to always releasing necessary funds to ensure that we keep up with the latest trend in technology. So if you look around here, I keep telling people that TVC is not competing with anybody. We're just in word of our own. And so it's TVC and the rest.
I'm sure Okpeya Shaulu, you know, agrees with that, especially when it comes to, you know, content and quality. It's not just the content and quality. The packaging too does matter. And, you know, Bani has just, you know, spoken about that. How has, you know, TVC been able to stay above its peers, if you like, you know, when it comes to providing content and quality?
Well, it's in the crop of individuals we have working here. And we have individuals who are committed to the cause, who are diligent, who are tenacious. All these things come to play in the overall output that people see out there. And we do not leave it at that. We do not take anything for granted. We ensure that there are gatekeepers when it comes to our quality control to ensure that nothing that is going to be inimical to our organization, to our brand, goes there on air, or to give an information that is not correct.
Yes.
And when it comes to election coverage, nobody does it better than we do.
When it comes to that, I think
that we've been doing for close to 12 years.
Yes.
Effortlessly. And anytime there is election, anytime there is a big broadcast, TVC is always that station that anybody tunes to and they stay glued to. And we cannot just but continue in that fray.
Yeah, and of course the question you'd want to ask, after this, what next? I mean, do we rest on our oars? Have we arrived, or there's still so much ground to cover?
Let me just say that for you to be the first, what you need to do is to ensure that the rest still remain where they are. And I will tell you without missing words that for me, technically or in terms of technology, we always stay with the first. I remember a friend of mine that was with another station and was asking me that, oh, Nii, how do you employ the gyro operator? How do you employ TV? And I was like, the gyro operation or TV operation was just part of our regular operations. And I remember by the first time we have a unmanned area video network, the drone, and we were flying in it. I remember a governor called me and he said, please ensure that you fly that thing and people want to see it. So you imagine that after we have done that thing, I think around 2012 or thereabout, every other station in Nigeria started going the same way. So we always set the pace. And to corroborate that, look at a couple of our shows, your view, the change has been changed. We have a couple of things happening where we are even at the moment. Now. So we don't stop. And what we always do is that is like what they call a state in Nigeria or your state. They call them the pace setter. So we are the pace setter. So when we do it, when somebody asks me that, why is it that even if something happens at Yanoworo, you deploy your fast, like I said, news. News has to be precise, has to be timely, and that is what it's called news. So when you are saying it happened, people want to know what happened, and that's what TVC will give you. We allow the pictures to tell the story. We allow the facility technology to tell the story, and we break the story, like he said, like hot potato. So we are not resting, and we keep moving every day. And like I tell you that TVC is good enough with one NMMA, but we are winning world merit award. That's our standard. So here in Nigeria, we have the rest of them, and we have TVC. And in terms of a facility, I can always tell you that they should expect more.
Okay, now the point there is, this is even to a great extent, this is not just about TVC only. It's about the media industry, making it robust, because the average ultimate master is a viewer at home who has alternative channels to, to tune to this channel, to tune to that channel, and all of that, making media very interesting. Now, but when it comes to the issue of content, when it comes to the issue of the quality, we're going into a new year. What is that dream? What is the tactic, or what is the strategy to get or acquire new content and quality content, keeping it up there for the next going forward?
For over 2 months now, we've started working on the New Year programming, and we are rejigging all our programs, giving some a new facelift, adding some other things to some other ones to ensure that we have some better understanding. We were discussing with someone who was ready to provide us with a content that has to do with nipping diabetes on the board. It's something that is affecting us generally in Africa.
Exactly.
And it's not been discussed, and a program like that has to do with health, and then we're looking more into human angle stories, issues that affect people on a daily basis. We have a lot of programs that are looking into that connects with people. For example, community forum. Go to communities to touch lives, to discuss with them what is affecting them.
Okay, you know what? Let's put you on hold. Let's bring in the one and only Babajide Kola Utitoju, who is in Abuja there. He's, of course, the controller, current affairs and programming of TVC. Good to have you. Good morning. Compliments of the season and congratulations.
Congratulations to you, Utitoju.
Barreled greetings this morning. Yeah, first, accurate, reliable, a promise kept, and a promise that must continue, isn't it?
Good morning, Ngozi and Mike.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning to you.
You can see that I'm smiling.
We can see that.
Our day in the sun has come.
Yeah.
That's it.
We have every reason to be happy. It is the culmination of years of hard work. I personally think that this award should have come about 3 years ago, because we've worked extremely hard. We've shown that we are good at what we do, and we are currently the most watched TV station in Nigeria.
Yes.
I'm extremely confident about that, because I travel to the north, I travel to every part of Nigeria. I know that we are so warmly received, and the concept of democratizing news that TVC institutionalized in our country is what has placed us where we are today. I honestly believe that this should have come earlier. I'm extremely pleased that it has pleased God to reward the hard work of many unsung reporters, technical people, producers in TVC.
All right, let me stay with you, Mr. Utitoju. The point there is, when it comes to current affairs, bringing that live element to programming and all of that, make us understand. You've been traveling here and there, just for the sake of those who are watching. How challenging is it really?
Well, you see, first and foremost, we try to gauge the mood of our country, and we do our best to give to our people what they want. For example, in an election year, you know that there will be so much accent placed on politics. So news, current affairs programming will be tailored along that line in the desire to please the viewer. Because if you do not please the viewer will turn away from you. In December 2014, we did something remarkable, something that had never happened in the history of television programming in our country. The world expected change in Nigeria. The pattern of the campaigns pointed to possible change in our country. And people were like, who will be the beneficiary of that change? Who will be the president that will lead Nigeria for the next 4 years? And then we covered the presidential primaries of the APC. We gave it wall-to-wall coverage for 48 hours, non-stop. And across the world, that was what was trending, because the focus was on Nigeria. That particular action, a course of action, made many Nigerians to begin to take TVC seriously. And I can tell you that we won so many converts on account of that wall-to-wall coverage of the APC presidential primaries that lasted for 48 hours. We were rotating the crew. We were sending food to them. We didn't leave the coverage of the primaries for 1 minute. And people were really impressed across the world, not just in Nigeria. And at the end of the election, there was a countrywide survey that was conducted, which placed TVC above every TV station in Nigeria in terms of election coverage and general news offering. So I believe that the more we continue to provide what the viewer wants, the longer we will stay at the top. We've reached the top now, and we have no intention to go down. We know that this is a burden that this imposes on us. We know that this is a big challenge. We can no longer see ourselves as also ranks. We will continue to see ourselves from today. We'll begin to see ourselves as the best in Nigeria, and it is our goal to be the best in Africa. And I'm confident that if we continue to work hard, we will get there.
Absolutely. I'll remain with you, Jide Otutoju. The issue of fake news, I mean, it has become a modern day challenge for media organizations like ours, you know, to stay above it. What is the promise, what policy would drive to ensure that we continue to stay above it? And of course, on the other hand, the issue of passion. Passion is one thing that a lot of people will tell you they see written all over every program, every offering, over every presenter on TVC.
Ngozi, I can't hear you clearly.
Okay, you didn't hear me. Okay, let me just, put it briefly. The issue of fake news, seems to have become a real challenge. How do you plan to stay above that, and sustain the way we have been able to, stay above it up till now, so that we don't get caught up in the fray?
Yeah, what I always tell young people in the newsroom is that it is better to miss a story than to publish falsehood. It is better to miss a story than to publish falsehood. I would rather wait to check and double check, to be doubly sure that that story is true. Because when you publish falsehood in error, what goes out there that you are not reliable. And remember that we pride ourselves as FAR, far. We go far. We say we are first, accurate, and reliable. So everything we do must portray that. If we put falsehood on air, the viewer will be disappointed and they will not feel like watching us again. They will not, the credibility that we have will be eroded. So we know that there are mischievous people out there who put out falsehood with the intention of wrong-footing the media. But it is our duty as gatekeepers, it is our duty as professional media men and women to ensure that what we put out is the truth and nothing but the truth. We are not people who are not trained in the profession. People who are not trained in the profession do not care about filtering whatever comes to them. So we must continue to be professional. We must continue to put on air only what we can vouch for as the truth.
All right.
The moment we veer off that line, the viewer will be so disinterested that the progress that we have made, the credibility that we have will be eroded. So we will continue to do our best. We will continue the finest traditions that we have instituted.
All right. Thank you very much, Babajide Kolade Otutoju, Controller, Current Affairs and Programming for TVC. We must thank you very much. And Obani Akinwale, Group Head Technicals, thank you very much for coming.
And Okweya Shaolu is a Content and Quality Control Editor of TVC. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again, guys.
Dr. Okweya Shaolu.
Yes, indeed. Dr.
We can't leave that out.
Can't leave that out.
Thank you very much.